Mission aborted. This timeline is toast. You can't even smoke in restaurants or drink.
Oh, you muddy fugglers, get in here, sit down, we're going to read some news. If time travelers were real, what would they do? Would they just come back in time and hang out, or would they hide in the shadows? Would they observe? I often think that reports of shadow people might actually be time travelers. They've just come to have a look around and stuff. Perhaps they're historians from the future, and they have cloaking devices. I love science fiction, I love time travel stories, and along those lines we have this article from the Daily Mail, written by Chris Mellor. Hello there. Time traveler claiming to be from the year 2045 delivers alarming prediction, oh no, for the next 4 years. A man claiming to be a time traveler from the year 2045 says the world will gain definitive proof that aliens exist within the next 4 years. Interestingly, that coincides with 2030, which is popularly pushed as the year in which we all become one giant happy global government. Calling himself Adam Archon, the mysterious man claimed the technology to travel in time will become publicly accessible in 2028. The same year, he said, extraterrestrials land on Earth and end decades of secrecy by governments worldwide. Archon, who claimed he was born on December the 6th, 2019, is alive already. He's just a boy somewhere. Without any proof, recorded his supposed knowledge of the future during a March 2019 video, which recently resurfaced online amid the public release of classified UFO files by the Pentagon. While allegedly connected to an active lie detector machine, Archon said, "Yes, it is true that aliens did land on Earth in August 2028. In fact, we have known the existence of aliens before 2028, but it isn't until 2028 that it becomes public knowledge." Archon, whose face was blurred and voice altered during the interview with the YouTube channel Apex TV, said he had traveled back to a time before he was born to experience history in person, which he claimed was a common practice in the future. Time travel was released to the public in 2028, but it was invented in 1981. It was just kept secret until they released it publicly, he claims. Moreover, Archon claimed that most UFO sightings today were actually the craft used by time travelers from the future to go back in time to visit historical events. According to the 10-minute interview, which was viewed more than 1.3 million times, Archon was telling the truth. The Apex TV claiming every answer registered as truthful on the lie detector test. Archon also mentioned the public will start getting an implanted chip called the One in their right hand on February 2029. The device allegedly lets users pay for items, boost brain function, and improves health. The system will supposedly replace all global currencies, making cash extinct. This technology has existed for the last decade, with people having the ability to get a small microchip implanted in their hand so they can pay for things such as coffee or groceries just by waving their hand near a scanner, typically used for credit cards. According to the self-proclaimed time traveler, who did not show any physical proof he was from the future in his interview, this new system of digital money would debut right before the third chilling world event, the end of the US government. Oh no. When's that happening? Oh dear. Archon claimed that in 2030 the US would no longer be an independent nation and would instead become part of a new world government that splits the globe by continent, with the US becoming part of District 3. The New World Order, he said, was also said to be run by an AI program named The Light and will be released in 2033. Archon claimed it was built into every electronic device, allowing anyone to talk to it and ask anything. However, a group of 10 government officials monitored all of the Light's decisions to make sure it was ruling ethically. By 2045, Archon said scientists developed the technology to clone dinosaurs, creating a real-life Jurassic Park where the public can visit prehistoric creatures. You can see T-Rexes, Triceratops, and Velociraptors. If they existed, you can see them. People can go and visit things in the past, like go to visit the dinosaurs or major world events. While the March 2019 video claimed Archon was telling the truth, multiple pieces of his story did not add up and would be impossible under US laws. Yes, but he's saying the US disappears In a separate video posted in January 2019, Archon started by claiming that there would be a documented increase in the number of UFO sightings worldwide that same year. While that did actually happen, this information about 2020 was way off. In 2020, there will be a robot released to the public that causes a lot of controversy, he said in a 3-minute video that did not involve a lie detector. There has been no clear evidence that a robot was released that caused major controversy in the US or worldwide. Archon also failed to mention anything about the coming COVID-19 pandemic or anything of the following 7 years. Archon, you got it wrong. Viewers of his January video claim that Archon's statement was suspicious since the clock seen next to him showed nearly 15 minutes of real time passing despite the clip only being 3 minutes long. One skeptic said, "Does anyone else see that the video is 3.36 minutes long, but the clock in the back moves a good 15 minutes? This means this was rehearsed and they had to cut out the mistakes." Meanwhile, Archon's shocking claim about the final president in US history would seem to be completely implausible. Yolanda Reen King does become, and she is in fact noted as the greatest president of the United States. Yes, I can confirm. She's the greatest president at the end of the US. Well, it seems like the worst president, surely. Archon claimed while taking the lie detector test. King, 18, is the only grandchild of Martin Luther King and is already known for being an author and activist specifically against gun violence. However, Archon's timeline with King becoming president could not come true if the US were no longer an independent nation by 2030. King will turn 35 years old in 2043, the age of which an American citizen can legally run for office under current US law. The next presidential election would not be until 2044. Are you a fibber then? Scientists have stated that time travel into the past is not only possible, the math to make it happen actually aligns with Einstein's famed theory of general relativity, which says that space and time are linked together as space-time and gravity is the result of massive objects like planets and stars curving space-time. Despite the theory of time travel appearing to be plausible, there has been no concrete evidence that humans can regularly move backward through time or have a craft capable of doing that. Meanwhile, the US government has repeatedly stated that no physical proof of extraterrestrials or UFOs has ever been presented. Archon had claimed in the video that aliens who make contact with humans in 2028 do not come from space and cannot elaborate on where they come from because of the possibility of a paradox, he alleged. But you said a whole bunch of other stuff, willy-nilly, with no fear of a paradox. I've seen this video before. This is another dude who claims to be a time traveler. Brace yourselves, swines and swinettes. We're going to watch this, and it better bloody be good.
I have something to show you today. This picture was taken in the year 2118. This picture was the city I walked in. I'll never forget when I took that picture. It was right outside the city before I had walked into it. I chose to wait until now to reveal that picture to you, because I didn't know if the world was ready to see it.
Showing pictures of the future, apparently. It could be. Well, if you can go into the past or the future or whatever, would you just be doing it off the cuff? If you're concerned about there being paradoxes, why are you going into the past so often, mucking with things? You're going to create paradoxes doing that, unless when you go into the past you go into some kind of parallel universe, in which case do it as much as you like. No one cares. Yeah. I think he's fibbing. I'm going to say this chap is not from the future. You mustn't worry. The United States is not going to suddenly dissolve, and you should just calm down. Just chill out. But if I could travel in time, what would I do? Go back in time and I would buy a whole load of Bitcoin. That's what I'd do. And then I'd create an account that would email me the passwords and whatever for the Bitcoin on a specific date, and that date would be today. Later on today, I will be checking my email where I will get my link to the Bitcoin, and I'm going to be rich later. Later on, I'm rich because I'm maybe a time traveler from the future. Who knows? But if that doesn't happen, then there's no time travel. That's science. But that is going to be it for now. Thank you for joining me. Make sure you hit that like button if you do indeed like me. Thank you very much. And the only thing I have left to say is, Pigwig, out.
Oink, oinkity, snort, snuffle, snuffle, squee, oink, oink, ree, squeal, snort, snort, oinkity, squee. Oink, oink, oinkity, squee, squee, ree, 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 snuffle, snort, squeal, squeal, oinky, oink, snort, snort, squee, oink, 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 ree, 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 oh. Snort, snuffle, oink, squee, squeal, ree, snort, oinky, oinkity, oink, oink, snuffle, ree, squee, snort, oink, squeal. Oink, oink, oinkity, squee, squee, ree, 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 snuffle, snort, squeal, squeal, oinky, oink, snort, snort, squee, oink, 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 ree, 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 oh. Oink, oinkity, snort, snuffle, snuffle, squee, oinkity, oink, oink, snuffle, ree, squee, snort, oink, squeal. Oink, oink, oinkity, squee, squee, ree, 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 snuffle, snort, squeal, squeal, oinky, oink, snort, snort, squee, oink, 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 ree, 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 oh. Squeal, squeal. Snort, shuffle, oink, ree, squeal, ree, snort, oinky, oinkity, oink, 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 snuffle, ree, squee, snort, oink, squeal, oink, oink, oinkity, squee, squee, ree, 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 snuffle, snort, squeal, squeal, oinky, oink, snort, snort, squee, oink, 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 ree, 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 oh. Squeal, squeal, snort, snuffle,